Thank you, Andrius. You can't miss him. Big, tall guy from Lithuania. It's time for our second presentation of the day. In the second presentation, we're gonna see an example of an international business cooperation between businesses from America, Turkey, and Croatia also. It's going to be presented by two excellent businesswomen, Nilufer Durak and Katarina Gudelj. Nilufer Durak is from the company called Solvoyo. They're based in Boston, but the company is originally from Turkey, just like Nil. Nil is here for the second time in Croatia. She said, like, I can't wait to see Split, all the historical buildings. You have so many fortresses and bastions. How come? Well, Nil, people from Turkey a couple of centuries ago came here, and they meant business. Well, not the same kind of business. Anyway, if it weren't for the Ottoman Empire, Dalmatia and Split would look more boring. Katarina Gudelj works for Studenac. She's originally from Brač. That's the island right across from us. So if you're planning a family vacation this summer and you need accommodation, you know who to talk to. Anyway, I've known Katarina for years now. She's really a great businesswoman, very decisive. She never makes a mistake. Well, almost never. She did marry Marko from Robotic. It's their anniversary today, and Katarina had her birthday yesterday, so it's a very special day for her. Please welcome them to the stage with a warm welcome, Nilufer Durak and Katarina Gudelj.
It's okay. I'm not a goddamn Turk. I'm a Japanese. So happy to be back, guys. Yes, 20 years ago I was here. Back then, a very young and more handsome guy brought me here. We did a tour of Croatia shortly before he actually proposed to me. So it is that magical place. So I really believe that there is a high statistical correlation between the places that you visit with your loved one and the timing of marriage proposals. Yes. You know, I always like talking about math and statistics, and I think that's the reason probably why it took me 32 years to find a husband. And I ended up marrying a mathematician, actually, which is true. So today, actually, we're going to talk about another type of a marriage with a company called Studenac. I'm sure those of you who are from here know the brand very well. It's a retail company with many different locations throughout Croatia. So when we met a group of very forward-looking executives, which Katarina, my partner in crime, is one of them. They had a very ambitious mission. They wanted to use digital technology like Solvoyo to be able to make data-driven decisions. Decisions like, you know, how frequently we need to really order for each store. Should we really get all of these goods into stores directly from suppliers? Should we delist stuff? You know, what kind of inventory should we really hold? And they did have quite a bit of business challenges. You know, when you look at the network, they have grown double digits every year, not just organically, but also inorganically through acquisitions. You know, they did have a lot of manual processes. You know, DC managers and store managers had to rely on their intuition or their beautiful Excels to make a lot of these decisions. There was a homegrown digital infrastructure, in a homegrown ERP, and really the team at Studenac needed a platform that could really work with different digital maturity with respect to master data and also the ability of really the organization to be able to bring and adopt that technology and make it one of their own. So against this backdrop, they also had to deal with a massive business complexity. So here's an example of how many lines of transactional data they need to process. It's about 2 billion every single day to make 5 million decisions. So that's kind of the scale of the complexity that they needed this platform to deal with. And what we have done with Studenac, utilizing the Solvoyo platform, is basically 3 steps. And you can think about this as creating your own custom AI. You know, you talked about utilizing AI, utilizing your own data at Revolut, right, to create a lot of insights. That's exactly what we accomplished at Studenac. And when you're thinking about, you know, any company that is sitting on a treasure trove of data, you too can create your own custom AI. Because remember, you know, the ChatGPT, that is using a lot of public information, but using your proprietary data, doing a lot of analysis and application of that data, now you can create a competitive advantage. What used to be in the domain of large companies, you know, hiring maybe armies of engineers and mathematicians to do all of this is not available to any company, whether you're a bank, whether you're a manufacturing company or a retail company. So that's the real story. So what do we do in each step? In the digital steps, so think about a physical operation that really needed to collect a lot of master data, right? Your product hierarchies, your assortment, you know, we're talking about delivery schedules, so many parameters, all of that in addition to transactional data, your inventory, your sales, all of that needed to be collated into a platform to create a single source of truth. Was it a very, you know, easy process? You're going to hear Katarina talk about it. It was actually very painful because any company who says that they have perfect data doesn't have that. Because you know what happens? You find sausages coming out of the drinks category when you start using the data, because the data gets better if you start utilizing it. So I think the first thing to do is that you are never ready to start a digital journey. So start as early as possible, but with the ability to diagnose data discrepancies utilizing AI, yes, because the AI can tell you that particular data is incomplete. AI can tell you that particular data is inconsistent internally. And that kind of lays the foundation for you to start with something good, so it's not garbage in and garbage out. The second process that we have done with them was to basically start utilizing all this data to create some insights. For example, we were having some stockouts. What were the root causes of those stockouts? Is it a supplier problem? Is it a particular store or a DC problem? Excess stock, what do we do with it, right? And then more importantly, using AI to be able to predict a very different type of demand that is shaped by seasonality. 5 million people during winter, 25 million people in the summer. How do you account for all of that fluctuation? That all came with AI. Being able to utilize information, external data. We talked about a lot internal data. External data like weather, competitor pricing. That actually allows us to really come up with the right demand forecast. That's a very important input for other things you do, like how much working capital you need, the inventory, right? Our engine can also tell them, 60 days in advance, that's the working capital investment you need to be able to meet that demand. And finally, automate the heck out of everything so that the humans can actually do what they do best, taking care of customers, right? And dealing with issues that, the engine cannot really ingest and doesn't know about, like, special maybe things that are happening that day that broke down that the engine is not really aware of. So that's kind of the story. I'm going to actually allow my partner to continue the really juices of this. But of course, there's always, beyond the AI, there has to be some business metrics that we need to impact. That's high level. Of course, your sales and how much money you are putting up in inventory, your transportation costs, because everything from demand to delivery can actually be automated. When you think about that, it doesn't have to be a retailer. Anybody who has a physical operation can actually accomplish a lot of these things using a combination of AI and optimization. So here's my love, the real storyteller here.
Thank you, Neil, for this great and thorough introduction. You took 8 minutes of my time. Hello, everyone. So my role here is to, in 12 minutes, try to explain you and give you just a glimpse of the Studenac network story and the project of operations automation, let's call it like that. So being a PMO and being surrounded with multiple project managers all days long, I always say that the greatest skill of a good project manager is being able to explain a complex thing in a very, very simple way. So I will try to do it right now. This is the slide where I wanted to show you just as an introduction the size of Studenac's network and the size of its supply chain. So I'm sure every one of you has at least heard or saw one Studenac store, but we are a company of 1,250 plus individual stores, proximity-sized stores. What does it mean? It means that the majority of our stores is around 150 square meters. The second thing that divides us and separates us completely from any other retailer on the market is that our store can be taken as a unique one. So each of our store has its own, I call it a custom-made assortment, meaning that it's what you can buy in one of the Studenac stores differs from the other one by the geographical, let's say, location of the store, by the thing whether the store is touristical, in the touristical area, is it seasonal impacted, is it the store in the city center, is it a store somewhere in the rural area. So you can think of those 1,200 plus stores as an individual assortment stores. So how does the supply chain looks like? We work with almost 850 suppliers, bringing the goods directly to our stores in 70% of the cases. 30% of the goods are being transferred directly from our warehouses. And of course, there is like 273 exactly, I think, suppliers delivering goods directly to our warehouses. This is just to get you the point of the scope of the network and the size of and the complexity, of course, of the network. So Neil told me to go very quick throughout this slide, but I think it's a good one to see. How was the ordering process or the operations going on before? I will just click it through. Okay, sorry. But what I wanted to say is, I cannot be more clever than saying it was pure manual. So I'm bringing you back to 5 million decisions a day being made in the heads of our store managers. So 1,200 store managers deciding about our supply chain on a daily basis and bringing those 5 million decisions on their own. So we were clever enough to know that we needed a change, and we were lucky enough to get ourselves the best partner and the best solution that was on the market. So now our ordering process, our operation process looks like this. Basically, again, to shorten it up, what we are getting today, those store managers sitting in our stores, 1,200 stores, are getting a daily order recommendations already prepared to them. So I just need to sit down, I just need to review it, and I'm submitting it to my suppliers. The same thing is being done by our planners sitting on the warehouses, also submitting the orders toward their suppliers. So the process that took us about 1 hour plus in the stores and 2 hours plus in the warehouse on the daily basis now takes us around 5 minutes a day. We are working on fully automating this process, so hopefully very soon in the future it will be 100% automated, meaning that we will even not do the reviewing and submitting it manually, but we will just let the process go completely, fully automated through the system. So if we take a look at where we are standing currently today, so around 4,000 of our products are being ordered by using Solvoyo's platform on a daily basis. The orders going from stores to suppliers. Around 3,000 products we are ordering automatically, practically, from stores towards our warehouses, and we are using automation to ordering around 3,000 products from our warehouses to our suppliers. This is where we stand now, but it's a journey, and we are just practically starting it. Currently, if you take a look at one of our stores, just now think of one of the stores, whatever you see in the store, 70% of the, let's say, shares of the sales of that store, so 70% of the products which you see in the store are being ordered automatically currently. Of course, our goal is to get much higher than that. Our goal is to have at least 85–90% of the share of the sales of the stores covered by automatic orders on a daily basis. Of course, we are measuring KPIs. That's the thing that we set up at the very beginning. What are the most important KPIs that we want to take out? So here it is. And I will show you left side and the right side. I will go quickly through it because I wanted to show you that there are stores within our networks that are using the automation for now over 6 months. Those stores are still seeing improvements from month to month. Nevertheless, they have been automated and using it for almost a half a year. So there are other stores which are, let's say, active only 1 month. But we wanted to present the difference, and we wanted to, with this slide, to show you that the stores that have been using automation for only 1 month see a great impact in optimization of the KPIs. The 3 most important KPIs for us as a retailer is, of course, lost sales, availability, and excess stock. We don't want to have a lost sales, of course. So you see in only 1 month using of Solvoyo platform for the automation, we are dropping down and decreasing lost sales for over 50%. We are boosting up the availability of the products by 8%, and we are lowering the excess or overstocks by 8% in the first month of usage the system. On the left side, there is a proof that not only at the beginning, but with every new month, we are still experiencing lots of improvements. Of course, we have lots of screens, and we are using the system on a daily basis, of course, actively. Here is one of the example of the KPI dashboard, showing you those 3 major and most important KPIs for us. For each of them, we are able to dig deep into the reasons and all the details that we wanted to see. But for the last 3 to 4 slides, what I wanted to emphasize here, Solvoyo is a great platform. Solvoyo was a lifesaver, let's say, for Studenac, but it's not just automating decisions. It's a decision intelligence tool. So I would like to show you what kind of functionalities we have on a daily basis, practically using this screen. Master data, always saying, like, I know that there is almost 100% of the companies are being afraid or reluctant when thinking about stepping into some of the IT or using some AI platforms. But I can say that by using Solvoyo, you are able to check the correctness, the accuracy, the completeness of your master data on a daily basis and do the improvements also on a daily basis by having the full insights of what's the health of your master data using this system. The second thing what we can do, or where we are using it, so to predict the future. Let's put it like that. So the tool is giving us the proposal of the store clustering for the season. So the tool is practically forecasting the upcoming season, giving us the best way to cluster our stores to make it as much profitable as we can get. Stockout diagnostic or diagnostics in general. So if we are having, let's say, KPI which shows us the stockout, we identified some of the stockouts in one of our stores in one of the region. we can check and go down deep. What is the root cause? What are the root causes? What caused us to have the stock out? If we take a look at the excess stock, so we are experiencing some overstocks in some stores, in some regions. Why is it happening? What would be the target stock? What would be the ideal, the optimum stock that I would like, that I could have in each individual of my stores? The system gives us the answer. At the end, if there is some problem, if there is some identification of the failure, what actions do I need to do? What can I do to get my performance, to boost up my performance, to higher up my KPIs? Like here, the example is the screen, which, let's say, give us the proposal, remove this product from this store, put it to some other store. Optimize your assortment, the store will be a much better performer. I just show you a glimpse of what we are already using it for, and I hope I made it clear that it's not, as I said, a decision automation, it's practically decision intelligence. And I'm really proud that together with Neil and Solvoyo in Studenac, we practically in, I think, 1.5 years, we managed to create ourselves a custom AI. That's the thing I wanted to say. Thank you, Neil. And now we have enough time for the video. We wanted to show you some smart video which will show you how easy it is. Okay, Neil.
Yes, even for an ice cream parlor can do this. So let's see what an ice cream parlor can do with Solvoyo. Press again, I guess, right?
Okay. Please help. Let's go. 20 seconds.
Here. Go back. Yes.
Can I get the strawberry, please?
I'm sorry, we're out. Can I help you with something else?
Not again. Tell you what, if I own this joint, I would solve this problem in just 4 simple steps. Of course, using data analytics. First, I need to look what flavors were out of stock when. I need to understand what transpired in the past and learn from it. That is descriptive analytics. Second, I have to figure out the exact days and weeks when there was a missed opportunity to sell more strawberry ice cream. That is good, but not enough, because I still don't know the cause. To understand why, I have to dig deeper with diagnostic analytics. Once I dig up the information from past sales, I can get my hands on weather projections to predict my future demand. With predictive analytics, I will know how much ice cream I will buy before my customers come to the store. If this isn't cool, what is? Well, what's even cooler is to predict stockouts before they happen. I can take immediate action, like shipping extra boxes of ice cream to the stores. Now, imagine a system where everything happens automatically. A digital platform that tells me how much to produce or buy, as well as how much inventory to hold, without any human touch. That is prescriptive analytics. That way, my friends and I will always have the ice cream we want on any given day. So long!